Red. Poor connection. What's happening? What's happening? JR Cop, what's up? Jarhead, what's up? Joe Gampa, Money AP. What's happening? Brian, what's going down from San Diego? That's right. We're gonna be pressing some shirts up, shit like that. Mosh Energy, what's happening? Diz, what up? Sunday, getting this shit going. Trio Click, what's happening? Will from New Zealand, what's happening? Hold on, let me go grab my water real quick. All right, let's see what we got. Jazzy Rose, what's happening? Bernard, what's up? I'm about to make my first heat transfer order. I already have my heat press. I'm ready to get to work. Get that money. Hell yeah. Let me see. Colorado checking in. D Cooks, what's happening? Ordered some soup, but that's what I'm talking about. Diz, finally caught you live. Been watching your work. Been using transfers a while before I came across you, but you've helped me on my endeavors since then. Keep it up, my dude. First Squad Gaming, that's what I'm talking about, man. G-Boy, what's happening? From Hawaii, what's up, man? Don Dada, what's up? Bronx, New York, checking in. DJ Cash, I think that's your name. No Bueno, what's up? What's your go-to tank top to press on? All Style. Shit, that sucks with All Style. They're always sold out. But that's the tank tops that I use. That's what I'm wearing right now too. I like to wear them and I like to press on them. Jesse, what's happening? ATL checking in. Who knew? Courtney, what's good? I made a few dollars off the heat press. Much love. That's what I'm talking about. Get that money, Courtney. Chanty from Boston checking in. That's right. Linda Gomez, what's happening? I'm going to mess your name up, but Shaquala, I think that's your name, Shell Quala Jones from Arkansas. What's up? I don't know if I've ever had anybody from Arkansas checking in. Juan says, I'm about to give my client his t-shirts watching from Denver, Colorado. That's what I'm talking about, Juan. Creative 10, LA's in the house. That's right. Victoria from AZ. Inspiration, bro, makes me want to start a business pressing shirts. Fuck yeah, Gilbert, get that money, man. Gilbert Tolentino. Appreciate that. Royal Lux, what's happening? Big Boss. Sri Lanka, hell yeah. I like this business now. I'm going to start my own business. Keep it up. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Dean, what's happening? Probably said that wrong too. We're going to be pressing some shirts up. Taking a little break. Knock those out back there in that box. Got some more on this table right here. So we're just taking a little break right now. George Lopez, Orange County's checking in. That's what I'm talking about. Do you use any sublimation prints? If so, what t-shirt blend do you use? Speaking of sublimation, I just tested this out. So I drew a little picture of my dog. And I sublimated. Let me see if I can get some light up in here. And I tested this out on a kid's shirt. I think this is 60-40 polyester. So there's more cotton than polyester in here. And it's a next level t-shirt. I just barely did this today just to test it out. I don't like the way it came out. The colors are very, very muted. I would chalk it up more so because there's more cotton than polyester in here. If this was 100% polyester, probably would have came out fucking crazy. I rarely do any sublimation. Mainly mugs, mainly socks, and I was doing masks also. But as far as t-shirts, I don't sublimate on too many t-shirts. Like I said, I just wanted to test this one out to see what it looks like. If I wanted to kind of offer that, probably not going to be offering that. Linda RM from the Bay Area checking in. Hell yeah. Nigeria, Royal Lux, appreciate that. Hand pressing with old school iron, but I'm making it happen for now. At least I'm not still cutting my designs with X-Acto knife anymore. That's what I'm talking about, Mosh. Hell yeah. By any means. Seattle checking in. What's up? For a while, dude. Keep it up. Renee, appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, Dine. Miss Dine, got you. Connie, what's happening? Brandzilla, what's happening, man? Dokes, appreciate that. What style of tank top do you use for men? All style. I use all style. I'm actually gonna do I have a video recorded. I'm about to upload it. It'll probably be up tomorrow, I believe, or maybe Wednesday, some shit like that. But it's mainly about talking about the t-shirts that I use and why I use them. One of the main reasons is because it's just easy for me to get, right? So if I use all style, being from Los Angeles, indoor swap meets, liquor stores, t-shirt warehouses, the fashion district, all of these places have all style on hand. Same with Pro Club. You can find Pro Club at liquor stores, t-shirt warehouses, indoor swap meets. The reason I use these is because if I fuck up this order, like that order back here, if I fuck those up and I'm using all style for everything, it's easy for me to go to the indoor swap meet right now on a Sunday and pick up some all style t-shirts. You know what I mean? It's just, it makes sense to do it that way. So that's why I use all style and Pro Club for most of the shit that I do. It's because it's just easy to pick up. If you don't have all style in your area, like if you can't find them, it's not a bad thing. Like if you could find Gildan shirts, then you could use those. You know what I mean? It all depends on what you want to do. The reason why I say that is because a lot of times people are saying just order them from Jiffy Shirt or direct from the manufacturer and all that shit. But if you fuck up and it's the weekend and you can't, and the job is due on Monday, there's no fucking t-shirt company that's going to send you some t-shirts today and be able to finish the order for Monday. It's highly unlikely that that's going to happen. You know what I mean? So I use companies and t-shirt blanks that are very accessible to myself. And I choose from those because in a pinch, I need some shirts. I could go and buy them retail to get that order out. You know what I mean? And that's based on operator error, me fucking up. So that's why I use the companies that I use. Is there anything wrong with Bella Canvas and Next Level? And like, this is the Next Level kid shirt, right? Cotton poly blend shirt. Let's say I had an order of 80 of these little kid shirts. And let's say to be safe, I ordered 85. And let's say I fucked up like 8 of them. I'm doing sublimation. I don't like the way the print came out, or maybe it's a little crooked or whatever it is. And now I have to replace the ones that I fucked up. There's no store around here that sells Next Level kid cotton poly blend shirts and say this order needs to be done tomorrow. There's no way I could get those out in time. So in a pinch, I wouldn't be able to complete that order. So that's why I use All Style and Pro Club and these companies that are accessible to myself. Do you have to use those? Fuck no. You can use whoever you want. This is the reason why I use them. That's why I kind of made the video, because a lot of people were questioning me using Pro Club. And they're like, well, Pro Club is a heavy shirt. Like, my customers don't like Pro Club. And I didn't say your customers have to like Pro Club. I'm saying that's what my customers like, and that's why I use them. You know what I mean? Let me see. LA Converse tee is killer. Yeah, that's what I'm pressing up now. Hey, speaking of that, check it out. So I haven't even officially launched this t-shirt. This is what Diz is talking about. It's just the LA logo, and I drew some chucks on it, and then the back says, "This city don't love you." Now, I haven't even officially launched that t-shirt, right? It's on my site. I barely got the transfers in this past week. I put it up on the site. I haven't even made a post about it. But then on this Instagram, there's only 5 posts on this Instagram. I only have 107 followers. It's of me riding a bike and then wearing the shirt, right? I didn't post buy my shirt. I didn't post none of the shit. I didn't say the link is in my bio to buy the shirt. The link is in the bio, but I didn't tell anybody that shit, right? Posted that yesterday. No, wait. Let me double check for you. Posted that on Friday. Since Friday, I've sold 65, 68 of these t-shirts. Without, like I said, I only have 100 followers on there. Most of them are family, and no family bought the shirt. The power of social media is fucking crazy. That video, let me show you. This isn't my regular Big Brando TV page. Like I said, there's only 5 posts on here. And this video has a little over 1,000 views, right? So that means 1,000 people seen this shit. And so far, a little over 65 people bought the t-shirt in 2 days. Coincidence? Probably. But it's not based on how many followers you have, how many times you post a day, or any of the other cliche shit that people talk about when it comes to selling clothes and shit that you have to do. I don't spend no money on ads. Like I just told you right now, I just posted this video 2 days ago. And that's all it is. It's just me riding a bicycle. I don't even mention the shirt. All I do is just show the shirt. That's it. I don't even show the back. And it's the shit sells, right? And it's not because of who I am. Because like I said, this page has 100 followers. Nobody from YouTube follows this page. My biggest following is on YouTube, right? I got what, 70-something thousand subscribers or some shit like that. Your product sells itself. And a lot of people think that there's a certain trick. And there probably is to the social media marketing and shit like that. There's probably a little trick to the shit. But you got to remember that this is proof. And the churro brand, Leftovers, all of these other businesses that I've started on YouTube to show how I do things, this is all it is just posting shit and then seeing what happens. So I'm designing shit. Like I made this shirt. This t-shirt means nothing to nobody outside of Los Angeles. There's nobody outside of Los Angeles that would be remotely interested in this t-shirt. 1, it's the LA logo. 2, it has a pair of Chucks on it. That's very, very Los Angeles. You know what I mean? That's all it is just designing shit with the end user in mind. So like this shit is the post I posted is me riding my bike at the beach here in Los Angeles, wearing a shirt that would be geared towards somebody that lives in Los Angeles or is from Los Angeles that might understand what the shirt is. Obviously Los Angeles and a pair of Chucks. Very, very LA. So that when I always talk about designing for the end user and shit like that, that's basically what it is. It's just that. It's creating something for somebody in mind. This t-shirt, somebody in Los Angeles fucking wants it, right? So 65 people from the LA area, California, I would say, is into the shit. That's all it is. You know what I mean? It's not leveraging your following or leveraging your popularity. It's fucking putting the shit out, right? Figuring out who needs to see this, where to put it out on social media, and see what happens. That's all it was. Friday, posted this fucking video of me riding my bicycle. Never once do I say, go buy my shirt. Never once do I say, link is in the bio to buy this shirt. In the video, I'm not even talking. This is fucking a song on top of it. So, the reason that this shit worked, and this is just from my own experience, I'm not a fucking social media guru or marketing guy or none. I just try shit out and see what works and what doesn't work. This t-shirt right here worked on social media the way it did was, one, because of Reels. Reels is the Instagram version of TikTok. TikTok, obviously, you make these short little videos, you put them up, boom, bunch of people see them. Same exact thing for the Reels on Instagram. It's a lot of people don't use it, or a lot of people don't understand how to use it. I tested the shit out on my Big Brando TV. You guys see me make those Reels on that Instagram account. And that was just me testing it out, see how it works and how to use the shit. Then I said, hey, I have this other page. Let me see what happens. Like I said, 100 fucking followers. There's nothing about t-shirts on there. And just to see how it would work. And obviously, 100 followers, 1,000 views. There's something to be said there, right? That means that people are actually looking at this shit. So for you guys, I would use the same fucking thing. I do the same shit. If you have a t-shirt that you're doing or selling or whatever it is, whatever you're doing, I personally would make a small video on Reels and upload it, because more people than your actual following are watching those videos. So, lesson learned, don't knock it till you try it. Because I used to knock the shit out of Reels. Like, man, fuck TikTok, fuck Reels. I'm just going to post regularly. My bad, because I didn't know the power of the shit. And obviously, 65 t-shirts sold in 2 days is not a huge deal. But it's a pretty big deal when you don't really fucking know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Shit is an easy call. So, try the shit out. Use Reels. See what happens. Whatever shirt you're making for your designated people or your target audience, boom. Put it up. Hopefully they see it. Click through the bio. Buy them up. I have this many t-shirts to still do. So we'll see where we go. I'm going to go back through and read some of this shit. I just wanted to talk about that real quick, because I thought it was kind of weird that that's how it worked. And I probably won't make a video about the shit, because like I said, I don't know too much about this fucking Instagram shit or marketing or making Reels and TikToks and all that. I don't know a lot about that. So I'm probably the last person to teach that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Let me see. All right, here we go. Minnesota's in the house. Did you create the LA design? It's dope. Yes, I did. What sub printer do you have? I have a Sawgrass SG500. Love your content. Appreciate that. Fred Bay. What shipping company do you prefer? I use the post office because I buy my postage through Shopify. Makes it very easy for me to purchase the labels, slap them on, drop it off at the post office. Illinois checking in. What's happening? Rochester, New York. What's happening? What model number? I don't know the model number of the tank tops. It's just the all-style one. I don't even know if they have multiple or different ones. I just use the all-style ones. Gave all your Instagram posts a like. Appreciate that. Impress. I just started my business by watching you. Thanks, Michael. Get that money. I got an SNS warehouse 20 minutes from me. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. SNS used to be 20 minutes from me also, and then they moved. It used to be right here in Santa Fe Springs. Having so much trouble with Stahl's Transfer Express Puff Transfer. You ever press it? I've never used Transfer Express Puff. The only Transfer Express stuff I've used, Goof Proof and Hot Split. That's it. Taught me everything I know about pressing shirts. Fuck yeah, Will the Truth. That's what I'm talking about. Hopefully you getting that money, man. Maybe off topic, but when pressing, does the vinyl have to have like the t-shirt texture visible, or does that mean it's overpressed? No. Could be that the vinyl is very thin and you could actually see the texture through the vinyl. If you don't like that, back off the pressure. If you like that, clamp down on the pressure. How much did you spend on ads? I don't spend any money on ads. For one, I don't know how to do Instagram, Facebook ads and shit like that. Two, I don't see the benefit in it unless you're dropping a shitload of money towards it. So that's why I stay away from it. The marketing and the shit that I do is free. Just posting and engaging with people. That's all I do. I'm probably losing out on a lot of money because I don't run ads like other people, but so be it. I'm doing decent for myself and I can't complain. You know what I mean? Let me see. Too lit to quit with hat. Wait, too lit to quit. I'm trying to think. I just. Oh, it was your mask. You sent me the mask when we're doing the giveaways, and you had put a separate package in there for myself, and I had just seen your mask in my car. That's why I was like, fuck that. I just recently seen that shit, but appreciate that, bro. Word of mouth is the best marketing out there. Fuck yeah, man. 81K. Hashtags. I don't know, Los Angeles, LA, South Bay. Shit that had to do with LA was probably the hashtags I used. You got 81K. Oh, we're talking about subscribers. That's dope, man. I thought we were still in the 70s, man. So I appreciate that. That's dope. Do you put all your brands on one website? No, I do not. For some of the brands, they have their own respected website. When I'm testing shit out, I'll put them all on the same thing. If it's brands that's not like a huge, like the Churro brand. The Churro brand wasn't like necessarily like its own thing. So I just hosted that on a site that had other shit on there, and then I just made my own separate collection for the Churro brand to keep it separated from everything else. Like the Big Brando shit. The Big Brando shit is on a website that's shared with other shit because it's not its own thing. Like the only people that buy Big Brando shit are the people that watch the YouTube videos. You know what I mean? But like my other brands that I actually run, the other brands that I don't share on YouTube, they have their own website. They have their own Instagram pages. They have all of their own DNA separate from anything YouTube, anything Big Brando related, anything like that. Totally, totally separate. Greetings from Greece. Fuck yeah. Greece, what's happening? Do you ever use Transfer Express? Yes, I do. I use HotSplit mainly. Goofproof sometimes, but mainly I use HotSplit transfers. I got boxes down there of HotSplit transfers. Let me see. I've done all my business through just posting word of mouth. Fuck yeah, Fred, that's what I'm talking about. Can you get in trouble for using the LA logo? This is something that you have to operate at your own risk. If you really looked at it, it's not the actual Dodger logo. If you really look at it. Same thing goes for like when people see that I made those hats that say Island and it looks like the LA logo. If you really look at it, it's not the Dodger logo. It looks very similar to it. But you have to do your own due diligence and figure out what you're changing up, what's legal for yourself, what's protected for yourself, and what's going to keep you safe. I personally would not go based off of what somebody on YouTube says about it, because if you went off of somebody on YouTube saying, hey, you could just do this, you won't get in trouble, and then you get in trouble, you're going to point the finger at the dude on YouTube who's told you to do the shit. You know what I mean? So if you wanted to do anything similar to this shit or whatever it is, do your own research. This is your business. This is your life. And I would not gamble with your own life and your own income and shit like that based off of information from somebody on YouTube, if that makes any sense. If you really, really had to ask that question, then you probably already know that answer. You know what I mean? That's just being 100% honest. All right, let's see. Dope design. I'm from LA. Fuck yeah, Diamond Dab. That's what I'm talking about. LA versus SD. Man, I would have to say Los Angeles all day. But I'm imagining that you would say the same thing about San Diego. I just watched e-bike comparison. Looks like a cheaper source of transportation. It's a very cheap source. I ride this shit everywhere, man. Especially now, gas prices are fucking crazy here in Los Angeles. Like, this shit is almost $5 a gallon. This little thing, man, you charge this shit up for like 4 hours, man. You riding for a while. You get about 30 to 35 miles on a full charge. Most of this shit, like this location where I'm at from my house is only maybe 3 miles away. Where I work is about 3.5 miles away from my actual house. So fucking round trip, I could go here to my house, to work, back to my house, back here, all on the same charge and still have enough juice in that motherfucker to do some other shit. If I want to go to the liquor store, if I wanted to go get something to eat, you know what I mean? It's just an easy way of transportation. Let me see. Did you cut the chucks out with the cameo? No. That chuck design is on Super Color. There's a lot of colors in there. Let's get in there close. So there's tan if you're familiar with chucks. I'm pretty sure most of you guys are. The inside of chucks is tan. So there's tan inside there. There's a little drop shadow behind the chucks on the LA. There's drop shadows here, drop shadow there, black, white shoestrings, gray eyelets, shit like that. It's a Super Color transfer. It wasn't cut out on the cameo. Your post about using a vinyl cutter to test out your designs is invaluable. Brian, a lot of people think that's a dumb idea. For the people like myself and like yourself, obviously see the benefit in doing that and taking the risk out of ordering transfers and shit like that before testing stuff out. Makes a lot of sense, right? About to cop one and support you, homie. Johnny Wick, I appreciate that. You don't have to do that. All you got to do is just watch the videos. That's enough support for myself, but I appreciate that. Dropping jewels, 65 shirts is a big deal for $0 marketing dollars. Yeah, man. Appreciate that. All Style tank top, what model number? I have no idea. It's just the regular, I'm guessing All Style only has one tank top. It's the one I use. How did you learn Illustrator? By clicking on each tool and then finding out what it does. And then to sharpen my skills, I would go on YouTube and then let's say I wanted to learn the pen tool or how to use the pen tool. If you just hover your mouse over each little tool in the little tool panel on there, it'll say like what the name of that tool is. Pen tool, text tool, shit like that. So I'll hover over it. All right, this is called the pen tool. Then I'd go to YouTube and type in Illustrator, how to use the pen tool. Watch 1 or 2 videos and then just fucking try to redraw shit on my own. That's the only way I learned how each tool works and then figured out what tools I really need to do design and shit like that. There's very, very in-depth ways of doing shit, but as you know with Illustrator and Photoshop, there's like a million ways to achieve the same exact thing. So that's just the way I did. I'm a real hack graphic designer. The main thing that I credit myself for when it comes to like graphic design and making t-shirt designs is balance. Making sure shit is even on both sides, making sure that something looks visually appealing. That's mainly my graphic design strength. When it comes to actual tools and how to do shit, I suck at all that. I could piece things together, but the main thing that I always look for in any design that I do is balance. Making sure something looks, making sure something's not heavy on one side, making sure that, you know, the lines and the letters, everything is cohesive and everything looks streamlined. A lot of times you'll see people do designs and then it's like just straight text and then a big ass space and then another piece of text and a big ass space and another piece of text. I don't like the way that looks. I like to smash everything together and create smaller gaps in between to make things look a little bit more readable, make things look a little bit more easy on the eyes. That's the part of the design process that I could credit myself for. Everything else, I suck at. I'm not the best at. But the making sure shit is balanced and stuff like that is a big part of it too. Because you can look at people like the homie Odyssey Rock on Instagram. He does like live drawing on Procreate, then he creates stickers and t-shirt designs and shit like that. That dude is a real graphic designer. The homie Raw Tunes, real graphic designer. These are dudes that really, really know what the fuck they're doing. For myself, not one of those guys, man. I am not one of those guys. Feeling it, appreciate that, Don Dada. John Phenom, what's happening, bro? Appreciate that for jumping on. Michael, what's happening? Hoser Club, what's happening? B Harp, what's happening? Small World, I went to Santa Fe High, class of 99, 700. That's dope, man. Santa Fe Springs used to have a lot of the third-party distributors in that area. Like I said, SNS was one of the big ones that was out there. SNS used to be called the Americana and used to be in Gardena. Long time ago, early 2000s. Turned into SNS. They moved to Santa Fe Springs. And then they moved to Reno after that. I'm always at Moon Eye's shop, right? That's what I'm talking about, Drummer for Life. Hell yeah, we got a lot of people from Southern California in here. Why you think is so much moisture coming out of the shirt when I press them? Could it be because they've been in the heat? Could be a lot of different things. Humidity. Those same t-shirts that you bought could have been sitting in a shipping container on a boat in the middle of the ocean for a long ass time. They could just retain a lot of moisture for whatever reason. I would just keep pre-pressing until there's no more steam. What happens when you don't pre-press the shirt? What could happen is there could be moisture in the t-shirt, then you press your transfer on there, and then when you wash that t-shirt, the transfer didn't adhere correctly because of the moisture, then the transfer peels up, the vinyl peels up. So it doesn't actually stick onto the t-shirt like it's supposed to because it needs to stick onto a dry surface. So what you're doing is you're pressing that transfer onto something that has moisture in it, and then that shit doesn't stick correctly. Then results are could be peeling up, it could fuck up. So just got put on to you by my mom about a week ago. Mellyville, that's what I'm talking about, man. Shout out to your mom. That's dope as hell. Do you hashtag a lot on Instagram? I do, but from what I heard, the hashtag thing isn't really a fucking, not as big anymore. Something like that. I don't know if you guys watch Gary Vee. Gary Vee talks about the hashtag thing not being as used as it used to be. So for whatever reason, I'll still put them in there. I write captions and shit like that. But, you know, I usually use relevant hashtags to whatever the post is about. Next Level is in the process of moving their warehouse from Gardena to Torrance. See, that's another thing is when shit like Next Level, like I was mentioning, Americana used to be here, SNS used to be here. You get accustomed to the shit, right? It's easy for you to pick shit up. It's easy for you. Like, I buy Decky hats. They're right here in Compton. And they never used to allow will call pickup. They used to, it was only shipping only. And then I had just asked, like, fuck, I'm down there. I'm literally 5 minutes away from your warehouse. Can I just pick the shit up? And then eventually they're like, all right, we'll leave it in the office for you. And then now will call pickup is an easy call. You just call at the gate, drive in, pick your shit up, get out of there. But with people moving and stuff like that, it kind of sucks, right? Like SNS being in Santa Fe Springs and then moving to Reno. All Style used to be right here in Anaheim, and then they moved to Riverside, and this shit sucks, man. Messes up my flow, I'll say that. Do you put all your brands on one website? I think I answered that one. Where's a good place to buy printable HTV? I have no idea. I don't use printable HTV. I don't buy it either. I use transfers like this, like screen printed transfers. You can use Super Color. You can use Transfer Express, shit like that. When I heat press, why do I end up with cracks after the wash and dry test? It could be too much heat. I would scale back the heat a little bit. You might be overcooking it, and then it might be turning it brittle. It's like if you baked cookies for too long. The cookies are no longer soft. They turn really hard and brittle. Kind of the same thing. Alberto, what's happening? Cardoza, checking in. B, we have to do another Zoom. Yeah, when I get a little bit of free time, hopefully this week, I'll try to set one up. I just been fucking busy as shit, man. T-shirt Kings, what's up? Eastfield Mall Bazaar. I think that's what you're saying. It is your shop is in the Mall Bazaar. That's dope. Can I ask how many websites do you have? I got a lot. I run 5 different brands. I had started with Gildan, but switched to the next level because they felt better, but my clients like the Gildan 200. Yeah, man. If I were you, I would give the customers what they want. But that's just me. Big B, hope all is good with you. Good to catch a live. Been slacking on my brand, letting some speed bumps distract me. Plan to watch some older videos to refresh myself. Hell yeah, Doroteo, not a problem. It happens to everybody. Everybody goes through that. Did you get some new ink? I got my stomach blasted. I got my leg done a few months ago. Nothing crazy. Why don't you like to share the name of the other brand you run? One reason is because I did this when I first jumped on YouTube. And then I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to share everything that I do. And then you have to remember, my brands know nothing about my YouTube channel. Nothing. They don't know nothing about Big Brando. They don't know nothing. They don't know who runs those brands. And then on my brand's Instagram page, I had YouTube subscribers and followers on my brand's page talking about YouTube videos. It happens all. Check my personal Instagram page where I post about my family. It could be a picture of like my daughter's fucking graduation day. In there, people are talking about t-shirts and they're talking about YouTube videos and they're talking about brands and they're talking about other shit. So you got to remember that the brands that I run know nothing about my YouTube channel. They know nothing about Big Brando, none of that shit. But if they start seeing, hey man, and we're talking about fucking YouTube videos in my product posts, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What YouTube channel? What? It confuses my actual customers. So in order to stop fucking up my money, the reason why I say that is because I had a brand called Pushing Pedals 4 years ago, maybe, when I was on YouTube, showing people what I'm doing, how I'm doing things, pressing shirts, Instagram marketing, my type of marketing, shit like that. Then you had people from YouTube jumping into those conversations that I was having with paying customers saying, hey, Big Brando, are you doing social media marketing right now? Is this the Instagram marketing tactics that you were talking about in your videos? I'm like, wait, what the fuck are you doing? And then it makes the customer think like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what the fuck is going on? What YouTube videos? What marketing tactics and shit like that? So in order to not go through that and fuck up my money, I personally chose not to share a lot of the brands that I actually run with YouTube for that one simple fact is people do not know that when you're actually conducting business, you can't be mixing in a lot of other shit with there. It's like if you're running your brand's Instagram page and you're posting product shot, shit about the brand, blah, blah, blah. And then out of nowhere, you post a picture of your dog. And then you post a picture of you at a concert. And then you post a picture of like the pizza you ate last night because you were drunk. And then you go back to posting about product shots and blah, blah, blah. Shit's confusing, right? So I keep YouTube, what I do on YouTube, way separate from the shit that I actually do. You know what I mean? Because it only makes sense to do that to avoid the confusion of all this other shit. Like I said, look at my personal Big Brando Instagram page where I post nothing about YouTube and nothing about t-shirts. You will see in the comments people talking about YouTube videos. below my family's pictures and below like some shit that has nothing to do with YouTube. That's why I made Big Brando TV. I've been on YouTube for like 4 or 5 years. I barely last year made an Instagram page for YouTube shit. Big Brando TV is that, where I talk about t-shirt shit and business shit and heat pressing and stuff like that. So people could ask their questions there and not under a picture of me and my wife or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Shit is pretty weird. I understand people just want to ask questions and they want the information and they'll find any way to ask that. But in order for me to keep my business separate from YouTube business, I do exactly that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't understand that. So I said, all right, well, since I'm not going to post the actual businesses that I run, let me create brands for YouTube. The Churro brand. The Churro brand was only created to show you guys how I take a concept, market that concept, sell the t-shirt, print the t-shirt, transfers I use, how I'm marketing them, how I'm getting customers, all of that documented here on YouTube. Leftovers, same exact thing. Leftovers came at a time when all of that shit happened with Pushing Pedals. When Pushing Pedals got stopped in its tracks because people started talking about YouTube shit on my business page, I created Leftovers for YouTube only to show you guys this is how I create the brand name, this is how I make t-shirts, this is how I market the t-shirt, so you guys could see the process. I use that same process for every single brand that I do. Every single brand. There's nothing that I do different. So that way everybody can understand what I'm doing and how I do shit. So that way it really doesn't fuck up my real money. You know what I mean? I was trying to run ads so bad and Facebook kept disabling my account. Pissed me off. Word of mouth is where I get all my sales. 20 shirts out the door this morning. Designed upstate. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. One, I appreciate that shit because you're not running ads. You're doing everything for free, keeping more money in your pocket, and you're still making sales. I stand behind that 1000%. Have you tried out All Style 1901? If so, what's the difference between 1901 and 1701? I personally have never tried 1901. 1701, I like the way it feels. I have no need to try anything else. That's why I use it. It comes down to that. I don't like when new companies bring out t-shirts, I don't buy them to test them out. If 1701 works for myself and my brands, I just keep using it. Until they decide to not offer those no more, then I'm gonna have to find a new t-shirt. But I don't buy a bunch of shit or test out a lot of different t-shirts and stuff like that. If something works, I stick with it. They really up the price in them rich neighborhoods. Yeah. Big dog, handle your business. LA all day. Raise SoCal. That's what I'm talking about. Does Supercolor leave a clear edge after pressing? How crisp are the edges of the transfer? Pretty fucking crisp. See, I don't even know if I'm showing exactly what I'm supposed to be showing. Oh, maybe this will help. Back of the shirt. I don't know if that shows anything. I show up close pictures and video of transfers, Supercolor transfers being pressed on my channel. If you wanted like some fucking really close up shots of what the shit looks like, it's on my channel. Does Supercolor, oh, I think I just read that one. Bad Brad, what's up? Do you use priority mail or standard? I use both. How do I order 3 different color designs on a gang sheet on Transfer Express? Thanks in advance. All you do is on Photoshop or Illustrator, whatever you're using, put your designs on there, save it, upload it. So if you need your colors to be gray, white, and black or whatever it is, upload gray, white, and black designs on your sheet. If it's a fucking, what is it, 12 by 14 or some shit like that, the transfer size, 12 by 14 on Photoshop or Illustrator. Blank page. Drop your designs on there. The colors that you want. Save it. Upload it. That's all you got to do. What's the best transfer companies to use? Supercolor, Transfer Express. Start there. You're good to go. How can I sell some of your gear in my store? G&D Photography. I personally really don't put my stuff into retail spaces. Nothing against your store and nothing against any other retail spaces. For myself, it's just easier to do it that way, to knock out everything on my own, because now I don't have to pay the retail fees, right? Meaning, if I sold something to you, I would have to sell it to you wholesale. I'd be losing out on X amount of dollars selling you something wholesale versus me taking in all the profit by doing the shit on my online store. And like I said, this is nothing against you and your store or any retail store. That's just the way I like to conduct my business, because if I'm already pressing these shirts for order, you know, like I press them to order, it just makes sense for me to keep the profit as the orders come in. You know what I mean? Hey man, you set me onto lots of good stuff. Told you I made my first K a few weeks ago. Fuck yeah. Today I went to an event and I could technically pay myself a wage. Ashley Tapper. That's what the fuck I'm talking about. That's fucking dope. Crypto, what's happening? Many thanks, bro. I learned a lot from you. Tanzania. I think that's where you're from. North Africa. That's what I'm talking about. I've been watching your videos for a month or so, but I went back and watched a lot. K-Mass, hell yeah. I'm a fan of Gary Vee. Gary Vee's dope as hell, man. Super inspirational when you watch his shit. How do you screen print text with a border? I don't screen print anymore. I do transfers and a heat press. My company, but it's a slow process. It's a slow process for everybody, K-Mass. Nobody just wakes up in the morning and does this shit. Better to be more informed, more educated before you launch, before just launching blindly. Were you nervous before selling your first shirts? Doing my first drop on Tuesday, and I'm hella nervous. Yeah, that happens to everybody. One, you have a lot of shit going on in your head. You're overwhelmed. You're thinking you need to sell out. You're thinking you want to make some money. You don't know how it's going to be received and shit like that. Planning. Plan for the worst, plan for the best. You got to plan out every scenario for yourself. Makes things a lot easier. Put up a reel, but I don't see the option. Yeah, you might not have reels on your shit. I don't know. When you go on Instagram, it says you go to that little plus sign on Instagram, and then at the bottom it says post story reels live. You just click on reels and then you post that bitch. Let me see. Trying to put up a reel. Oh, I think I just read that. EDD. Should we buy a heat gun to test the temperature? Fuck yeah, you should. This thing right here, very, very much a lifesaver when you have a heat press. Checking the temperature, very good to go based off of this and not necessarily off the readout. So highly recommended. Have you ever dealt with LA-based applique? I have not. I don't even know what that is. Sorry. Why do Next Level shirts collar threading get loose? I have no idea. Like I said, I use All Style. This is the only Next Level shirt that I got. Was this kid's one to test out some sublimation. And that's all. How do you clip that sheet onto the top platen of your press? There's little clips on there. Since you said clips. Refrigerator magnet clips. It's a magnet with a clip on it. Has a little clamp. It's like used to stick notes and shit on a refrigerator. That's all I used. I can't even take credit for the shit. I seen the shit like on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube. Somebody else did it. I said, that's a genius idea. So I did it. What's a good place to get a template for neck tags? That I have no idea. I don't use any templates for stuff like that. But if you were looking for like design templates and mock-ups and shit like that, You can hit up Odyssey Rock. I think his website is Sockitos, SOCKITOS.com. Or in any of my videos, it's at the very, very bottom of the description box. He has dope ass templates, like design templates. Like you buy a pack of like 15 or 20 designs, and then you just fucking populate your own brand name on it and shit like that. And then if you're looking for mock-ups, they're like dumb cheap on there too. Press my first fall style tee, love them, and you did pronounce the name right. Fuck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We'll call, but you have to give them at least 2 days notice, and then they will send you an email letting you know that it's ready for pickup. Hell yeah. Portofino, what's up, man? Shout out from Desert Hot Springs. All my knowledge came from you. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Brian. Where do you get your websites from? I use Shopify. And then to buy my domain, I use Hover. I like Gildan Soft Style for hot days. Hell yeah. Do you have like prepaid lawyer service for when a client or customer tries to sue you? Something like that. I have an attorney. I don't know if it's a prepaid service. I know they offer shit like that. But outside of like just doing t-shirts and YouTube and shit like that, there's a lot more that goes on with my business that requires an attorney to look at a lot of shit that I do. So I know on YouTube, you guys just see me make t-shirts, and I'm on YouTube making t-shirts. There's a lot more other shit that I do that's part of my business. We don't need to know everything. I think you're talking about when they were asking about the brands and shit like that. How come I don't put it on YouTube? I would do the same thing. Yeah. It's like trying to sell crack to a weed head. Yeah. Tell me you pulled a big worm and said messing with my money is like messing with my money. That's right. I think you drop a lot of knowledge as it is to help folks out, but some want to ask too many questions and get their hand held all the way instead of just getting started and learning from experience. Julio, you're exactly right. I mean, being on YouTube has shown me that a lot of people feel entitled just because they watch the videos, right? So somebody that might watch the videos might feel entitled that I owe them something for whatever reason, right? So sometimes people will ask me questions that I have no idea about, right? So they'll be like asking me like, what's the shit that's popular right now? Not the white toner shit, direct to film. So they'll ask me like a million direct to film questions, right? I'm like, I don't know nothing about direct to film. And then they get mad that I don't know about that kind of shit. And then I kind of tell them like, where on my channel have I ever showed you direct to film, the process, the printers and shit like that? Never. Because I don't know shit about that. If I don't use those types of things, I don't talk about them on my channel. Then they get mad and shit like that. So the entitlement that comes with YouTube is pretty fucking crazy. You know what I mean? People just feel like I owe them something because they watch the videos, and it's not really the case. It's just fucking, I'm just trying to help out because this type of help wasn't offered to me when I was coming up. So I said, fuck, why not just help other people out? You know what I mean? But some people don't get it. They don't understand the shit. All right, let me see. Boostin', what's up, man? Nick from A&N Customs, what's happening? Is that Barrington in the background? Yeah, man. Well, now it's Oswald in the background, but I'm guessing you were talking about when Barrington was playing. So this video is going to get flagged and all that shit for having music playing in the background. Made 60 shirts and sold out without even having social media or ads for the brand. I'm making 100 more already. Just got to hit the ground and run with it. Fuck yeah, Julio. I back that 1000%. That's what I'm talking about. Say it louder, man. Thank you for these lives. I watch for you. Great info, no matter the topic. Connor Q, appreciate that. What licenses do I need to sell t-shirts from a food truck like Bus? I would imagine a reseller permit, and then also I would imagine it depends on the county that you're driving in to sell in. So say if you have a reseller permit for Los Angeles County, that permit means nothing if you're in Orange County trying to sell t-shirts. So say the cops roll up on you and ask you for your permit, and you show them a LA County one, they're gonna be like, this don't got shit to do with Orange County. I know this because I used to vend at swap meets. So like Orange County swap meet in Costa Mesa, the one that's at the fairgrounds, you could buy a temporary seller permit from the city or from Orange County, and then it'll be good for that whole weekend as you sell. Because I went there thinking I have a reseller permit for LA County. Show up over there, they're like, all right, let me see your Orange County permit. I don't have that shit. I just had a LA County one. They're like, well, you can't set up shop. That, and then when I vend, so if I vend at like a sanctioned place, like I do the Hawaiian Festival every year. It got canceled again this year because of COVID, but when I do that one, you have to show every morning, you have to show your safety shit, like fire extinguisher, your reseller permit. You got to make sure shit's accessible for people to get in and out of the booth. There's a inspector that comes and checks every booth. And this is at like a festival, a weekend festival. They check your reseller permit. They check the safety shit every single morning of the festival. It's like that at any event that you go to where you vend in like a structured, organized place. If you just fucking pop in the trunk in a parking lot, the only people you got to worry about is maybe security and the police. That's about it. Police really don't sweat most people. I mean, they might stop and ask what you're doing. And if they're dicks, they could ask for permits and shit like that. But most you can do is close the trunk and drive off. You know what I mean? But if you're trying to sell out of like a food truck type of thing, you got to remember where you're selling, because that plays a big role in the shit. If I'm using vinyl and a heat press for all my designs, would I have to put my price if I want to use Supercolor? Yeah. Whatever you pay for the transfers, whatever you pay for the vinyl should reflect in your price. How can I stop having outlines when I press my size tags? I'm guessing the outline is from the heat press, or that I would probably adjust the pressure if those are the lines that you're talking about. Will you post this video to watch later? No, I probably won't. All the lives that I do end up on Patreon only. They don't end up on the YouTube channel. One being, there's music playing in the background. That music flags something in YouTube. So if I decided to upload this to YouTube, they'd be like, nope, and then they delete it. So it ends up on Patreon. Want to start? I would like you to help me out. So far, you are the best. The name for my Ash Falls. Watch the videos. The videos have every single thing you need to do to get started. You used to use Thermoflex, but now you talk about Econo V. I'm assuming Econo V is better. I don't know if it's better. I know it presses at a lower temp and it weeds up easier for myself. Thermoflex is dope. I'll say this: Caesar, Thermoflex, B-Flex, Econo. Am I missing any of the other companies? I'm probably am. After they're pressed, they all feel the same. They all press at different temperatures. They all weed up different. So for that reason, I like to make the weeding process way easier on myself. I like when it's cut out, I like to be able to weed it up fast as shit because I hate weeding. Econo V allows me to weed up way faster than B-Flex, way faster than Thermoflex, way faster than Caesar. Is it something in the vinyl or the backing? Probably. I don't know what it is. But for myself, if I cut the same exact designs on all four Caesar, Thermoflex, B-Flex, and Econo, if I cut them all the same design, same color vinyl, and then I actually went to weed it out, Econo would weed up way faster for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. And I'm not biased just to Econo because obviously I use B-Flex too. Heart and Hustle runs the vinyl stand. They sell B-Flex. Nothing wrong with them. It all just depends on the weeding process for myself. Some people might weed up Caesar way faster than anything else. That's just how they weed, and they prefer it. But when it's actually pressed down, to me, they all feel the same. I like a soft hand feel print. Shit's pretty soft. Let me see. Do you ever use vinyl as a stencil for screen prints? I personally don't screen print. Oakland Sunshine, sorry. Always great info. Appreciate it. This city doesn't love you. That's funny, but that's the truth. Exactly. How do you create a line sheet? That's something totally different than what's spoken about on this channel. Somebody that can really advise on that actually deals with line sheets and shit like that, would be John Phenom. So I would fuck with, subscribe to him, ask him questions in his comments, because he goes back and forth with everybody. John Phenom, Phenom, is the master at that kind of shit. What heat press do you use? That right there is the Signature Pro from Heat Press Nation. Long Beach Most Wanted. I'm guessing you're from Long Beach. This company, Heat Press Nation, is right here in Fullerton. You could buy it and then pick it up from them. How do I save files from Silhouette Studio as JPEG? I don't think you could do that, Brian Guzman. I've never tried to, but I don't think you could do that. I think it only saves in like Silhouette style files. Giving up free game, that's right. Jesse Gibson was happening. How many brands did you go through for one to finally bring in profits? When I first started, like I said, I've been doing this shit since the 90s. So I went through a shitload of brands. Some profitable, some not. But I will say this, the more I did it, the more I understood how the shit worked. So then that way, every brand that I did was a little bit better than the first one, and made a little bit more profit than the first one. Only because of learning experience, right? Doing shit, finding out that didn't work, and then you go here and then the shit actually works, or whatever it is. Then I just find out what worked for this brand, then I incorporate that in the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. So that way, I'm not wasting money and wasting time doing old tactics that didn't work for me. Then I'm like, all right, fuck it. These work, so I'm going to keep going. But like I said, I've been doing this shit since the 90s. I know sublimation does not print white. Do you take the white out of the image before printing, or just print the image and expect the printer not to try to fill it in? That's exactly it. So here's the sublimation test print that I did. Inside the eyes, there's a little bit of white. I just left it in there, press print, pressed it on. What tank top are you wearing? Do you print on them? Yes, I do. This is all style tank top. Respect from Maryland. What's happening, Maryland? Has FedEx ever lost your transfers? What did you do? Never had that issue before. I would hit the transfer company up. I'm guessing hit FedEx up. I don't know. That's kind of fucked up, but I've never had that issue. I love your videos. Golden. Appreciate that. Thank you. Putting us little homies onto some game. Hippie scum. That's right. Are you still looking to get into embroidery? How many heads would you get to start making your own hats? One. I'd get a single head just to test the shit out. If the shit proves to be beneficial for myself, then I'd probably get more. But I have access to a large embroidery machine that has 10 plus heads. And that guy could turn around hats for myself in a week. So if I have a big, large run, I just go to him. You know what I mean? Outside of that, doing shit for myself, doing smaller runs, if I just needed to do like a dozen hats and shit like that. Because I could always middleman shit to the guy that I already go to. That's not a problem. But to do shit on my own, do small runs, shit like that, be cool to have one. So stay tuned for the embroidery journey to see how that shit goes, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to be breaking all kind of shit. In 2019, I asked you a question about a heat press, and you recommended the Craft Pro. Thank you so much. has been working like a charm. All thanks to you. Keep being great. The educated natural. That's what I'm talking about. One, the Craft Pro is dope as hell. Two, the Craft Pro has a slide out drawer just like this thing does. So I'm glad that thing is making money for you. Visual Assassin, what's up, buddy? Thanks for what you do, big homie. Not a problem. This light's on a timer and a sensor. It's funny that you say buddy because my brother DJ Flick, it's a Filipino dude, and he says that shit. Dude is dope as hell. Bought samples from places like Alibaba, my city, but can't seem to find the one. Feel me? Yes, I do. When you're looking for like blank t-shirts, I'm guessing you're talking about blank t-shirts. It's all about what you want to offer, what you have access to, and what you like in a t-shirt. You know what I mean? Sometimes we put a lot of thought into the shit. It's really not needed. EIN video, should I get a sole proprietor or LLC? I personally, Chris, cannot answer that for you. Does your business require a LLC? Does it require to be a sole proprietor? I can't give you that type of business advice because I know nothing about your business. You could probably just say, I'm going to sell shirts. That does nothing for me. When you register your business, do not go based off of somebody's advice from YouTube. Do not do that. The reason being is because the person on YouTube knows nothing about your business. And they could be saying, yeah, get an LLC. But what they're not going to tell you is there's a fat fee that comes with an LLC. A huge tax that needs to be paid every single year, whether you sell one thing or a million things. That fee is due every single year to be an LLC. If you're not ready for that commitment, then obviously your business is not ready to be an LLC. See what I'm saying? So for yourself, I would really sit down and make a list of what needs to be done for your business, what your business consists of, and really structure your business to benefit you and you only. Not to benefit anybody else, not to make somebody else feel better, not to prove to anybody else. This is only for you. Do not take advice from anybody on YouTube. Do not take advice from anybody else that has nothing to do with your business, because you're basing your business off of somebody else's mentality. And that makes no sense if this is your business. They have no business in your business. You know what I mean? So I understand you're looking for clarity, but really the best advice I could give you is understanding what a sole proprietor is, understanding what an LLC is, what they both consist of, and what they both need. All right? Do not, I repeat, do not go based off of what somebody else is saying. Don't go based off of because somebody else is running a business like yours, you're going to structure your business like theirs, because there might be other parts of that business that they're not mentioning that benefit them, but it won't benefit you. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to this shit, this is your business. Treat it as your business and really, really make sure you're making the best educated decisions for your own business, because it only benefits you and it only affects you. I know you were looking for an easy answer and me just picking one, but fuck no, I would hate to put you in some fucked up predicament because of some shit that I say. You know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Shayna, what's happening? Love from Dubai. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's been a game changer for you since you started your business. A game changer for me, transfers. One, transfers have evolved from when I first started using screen printed transfers to now. Ink formulas are better, technology's way better, prices are way better. Transfers have been the biggest game changer. You can save a file as a PDF to Silhouette Studios. You have to have the business edition. There you go. Whoever was asking about Silhouette Studio shit, there's the answer. You can save it as PDF, but you need the business edition. If anyone is using Silhouette Studio, you'll need to buy the business edition. Oh, there you go. answering all my questions. Gino Riggs, not a problem. Download free software, bullzip. If I was to run multiple brands, would that mean I create multiple DBAs? Super driven one. Personally, I think I just answered this for the other guy. I cannot answer that for you. Structure your business to benefit what you're going to be doing. So if your business consists of you running multiple brands, structure your business accordingly. Let me see. How do you store your shirts so they smell good? I don't know if they smell good, but I use shit like this. I'll put them in those totes. I'll put them in these flip down totes right here. Shit like that. Basically it. Let me see. 41. Mia Robert from Los Angeles. What's happening? Trying to decipher heat press using machines like Cameo to cut out versus printing directly from computer source. I personally do not print transfers like shit that you're talking about from the computer source because I don't like the feel of those transfers. You're limited, and then the feel and quality of the print is kind of crazy. I don't offer that to my customers. Cameo, vinyl cutter, stuff like that, it works. And then using screen printed transfers, shit like this, right? You can get screen printed transfers like this from Supercolor. Don't even got to worry about a printer. You send them the file, they print it out, you press it onto the shirt. That's actually what I'm about to get into right now. We've been sitting down for an hour talking. About to get into pressing. Does All Style make a V-neck? If not, do you have any recommendations? Personally, I never buy any V-necks, so I don't know who makes them. I'm not 100% sure that All Style does. I would look on All Style's site, see if they got V-necks. Let me see. Before I go, I want to say thanks again for the info and the videos. I watched your video about the cheapest way to start a business about 100 times. Hell yeah. Got my DABA, EIN, resale license, certificate of charge sales tax in New York. It's Big Dog, stay blessed. Designed upstate, that's what I'm talking about. Keep getting that fucking money, man. Love your sincerity, not a problem. On God, transfers are the plug. Yes, they are. Just got my DBA. Much love, Big Dog. Hell yeah, Diego. Business edition is key. There you go. I've never seen flip down totes. Where do you get them? I got these from Home Depot and Lowe's. They're made by Rubbermaid. I got a whole video about them, Ruth. Need that flip down tote. For the flip down tote, so like I said, they're made by Rubbermaid. I bought mine from Home Depot and Lowe's, but I bought them like fucking 11 years ago or something like that. I forgot how long I've had these things. So it's not something new that I just bought. I've had them for a long ass time. What art created on IG? Thanks for all the realest, rawest information. Flowers to you. Appreciate that. Question is, have you had transfers or a part of the transfer from supervisor that don't adhere? I'm thinking you're talking about Supercolor and you got auto-corrected. Supercolor, the way I press them, press it down, I'll pre-press the shirt, put the transfer down. Press it down for 15, 16 seconds, come up, peel it up, and then I press it down again. This is just what the owner, Rum, told me to do for the best adhesion, basically. I haven't had any issues since I've started doing that. Matter of fact, I think I'll start pressing some shirts up right now. I think we answered a shitload of questions. But yeah, I've never had any issues like that when I use that same exact technique, I'll say. LA Truck shirts available yet? Boosting, yeah, they're on the site now. He's talking about these. That's what I'm actually pressing up right now. This city don't love you on the back. I'm about to press up more right now. How did you find your target buyer? The easiest way I could do it is I find a void in a certain audience and then I fill that void with my dumbass ideas. So for example, this t-shirt right here, LA logo with the Chucks, very Los Angeles thing to do. This city don't love you. Obviously, LA has a different attitude towards any other city. Makes a lot of sense, right? The only target buyer for this thing is somebody from Los Angeles that grew up in Los Angeles that understands what the Chucks mean to LA. That's all it is. Dumb idea, pretty clever, but very dumb. It only sells to somebody that is familiar with that, right? So the target buyer would be somebody from Los Angeles. Photoshop design size and actual print size are different. What in or pixel size do you use for full across the chest print? This is what I do. I'll take a piece of tape. I'll tape the shit off of where you want that shit to be. And then you measure that in inches. Take a ruler and you be like, all right, cool. This shit's 11 inches by 6 inches or whatever it is. Create your design to those dimensions and then send that to the transfer company. Send that to the cutter. That way you have an idea of what the shit's looking like on the t-shirt before you even do it. The list and the biz, picking up DBA and EIN on Tuesday, then open up wholesale accounts. Brian, get that money, man. You're on the way. Thanks for the videos. They helped me a lot making a decision and starting up a tea business. Hell yeah. Richard Sanchez, wish everybody on the chat a love and prosperity. Appreciate that. What do you prefer, 100% cotton or some cotton polyester mix? 100% cotton. Not true. I need that shirt. I'm from Buffalo. Love that logo. I appreciate that, Mellyville. I haven't officially launched the t-shirt, but it is on the site, bigbrando.com, if you wanted to fuck with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, you're from Buffalo, New York. If you feel that the design is cool, appreciate it. Other than that, shit, we just fucking rolling. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start pressing up some shirts right now, actually. Let me see what the best angle is going to be here. Maybe this one right here. I got this janky little tripod from Amazon to hold the phone. And that shit breaks and falls down more than anything else. Oh yeah, that's perfect. All right, let me knock out a couple of these. I already know people are gonna ask. These are all style t-shirts that I'm pressing on. These are 1701s. These are the shirts that I use for most of my brands. Like I said, I use Pro Club also, but all style for most of the brands. I'm pressing on super color transfers. This is a 100% cotton t-shirt. Super color transfer. This is how I press the shit on. Here's the transfer. I go 4 fingers down, 4 fingers from the edge. I lay the collar over the edge. Can you see that? Usually the camera can't pick this up, but the collar hangs over the edge, so this whole motherfucker's flat. 4 fingers down from there is where I lay the transfer. 321 for 16 seconds. Somebody asked, why do I do 321 and not 320? Why do I do 16 seconds and not 15 seconds? Reason being is because of this Teflon sheet. I feel like it buffers a little bit of the heat. Hot peel. And then I'll repress this thing. So like I said, I feel like this buffers a little bit of the heat out, maybe 1 degree. So I'll press 1 second longer for 1 degree hotter because of that sheet. Main reason I have this sheet is just for the static. People ask this too. When I'm doing back prints, I don't just lay the shirt on with the collar right here. This is the front of the collar. I lay the whole collar over the edge. So the whole thing's over the edge, nice and flat. I don't like pressing on seams. And then here's the back print. Back print just goes towards the top of the edge. Center it up. There's no 4 fingers down for the back. It's just close to the edge. Press it down. Same exact thing. 321, 16 seconds, heavy pressure. This shit is set at 53. If you have a shirt pressure knob, set at 50, 53. Right now, I just looked, it's at 53. Hot peel. And then repress it again. That's it. Any licensing needed for the usage of chucks? I'm gonna let you take a real close look at it to show you something. These aren't actual chucks. They do not say Converse on there. It's a hand-drawn design. So I drew these shoes on this logo. I was gonna say, you guys seen it before, but Facebook seen it because I posted it in the Facebook group when I was drawing it, just because I thought it was funny. So there's no licensing issues because I'm not using Converse on there. I'm not using the Dodgers on here. But I know there's going to be people like, oh man, since Big Brando did it, I'm going to do it too. And then they're going to start printing out Dodger logos and shit like that. You got to operate at your own risk. I also know there's going to be a shitload of people that are going to copy this design. There's going to be a lot of people doing the same thing, and the nature of the business. You pressing soon. I just wanted to say thank you, Chris V. I appreciate that. Somebody said they just placed the order. I appreciate that. So like I said, man, all of these orders that I'm pressing up right now came based off of... What the fuck is that? Look at this. I just seen this right now. Look at all that shit inside of there. I don't even know what that is, but I'm glad I caught that before I pressed it on. Is all of them like that? I don't know what the fuck that is. So like, I just caught this right here. This is something I'd send as super color. Can you see that? I'm trying to get it in the camera. It's like adhesive or some shit's all smeared up in here, right? That's something that I would take a picture of and then I'd send it to super color and be like, hey man, what the fuck is this? This is what it's supposed to look like with nothing. And then this is what the messed up one looks like. See that? Crazy. All right, I'm gonna press up a couple more of these and then probably get off of here because it looks like we've been on here for like an hour and a half or some shit like that. So if you got any more questions, man, I'll throw them out right now. First started out, how did you learn what works and what doesn't with your website? I'm not sure if my product website or just the message I have on the shirt suck. It could be a mixture of all that shit. I wouldn't chalk it up to your website though. Your website is basically just so they can see the product, buy the product. That's all it is. marketing is the big part of getting the people to come to your site and actually purchase your products. So I would say you would have to really think about your marketing tactics, how you're getting people to come to your site, how you're sending the traffic there, how you're presenting the t-shirts or your products or whatever it is. That's a huge part of the business, I would say. Where do you get your logos and tags made? These are Supercolor. I use Supercolor. I also use Transfer Express. But what I'm pressing right now is Supercolor. Love your channel. I'm curious, what is your nationality? I'm Batanes. My family's from Hawaii, though. I wish I could do designs like that with logos, but screw that, I got enough trouble. Nick from A&N, man. I 100% agree with you, man. 100% agree. See that? I almost forgot to pre-press. I'm not paying attention, man. I'm not paying attention. Let me see. Out here, LA means lower Alabama. Damn, that's right. Is there a chance you can show a hat press video on how to avoid heat marks on hats when printing? I got a video showing that same process using Supercolor transfers, B-Harp. Check it out. You can see the full process on how I press on hats, what I do, and how I lay them down. It's on the channel. I'm watching you from Jamaica. That's right. What's the best shirts to sell by using Supercolor, and where can I buy them? I use 100% cotton t-shirts. You can use any 100% cotton t-shirts. You could even use cotton poly blends if you wanted to. Doesn't necessarily matter what t-shirt you use. You just have to use something that you could get your hands on, and use something that you want to offer your customers, like what you like out of a t-shirt, all of that stuff. What's your font source? I bought a CD from Best Buy years ago that had 10,000 fonts on it. I'm still cycling through those fonts till this day. Your time management video was a gem. Can make a part 2 sometime in the future. Yeah. I think a lot of people struggle with that same exact thing. A lot of people get confused on what needs to be done, and then they get lost in watching other entrepreneurial videos and get the wrong idea. Thoughts on screen press and heat press? Screen printing, a lot more involved, a lot more to it. Heat pressing, not so much. I used to screen print. I started out screen printing. Eventually went to the heat press. Placing left and right chess pieces, that's exactly what I'm doing. I got videos showing that same exact process also. Look, I'll show you right here. Here's the design. I go 4 fingers down. This right here, I lay the collar all the way over, so this whole shit is smooth. 4 fingers down, I go based off of the U in the neck, right? When you lay a t-shirt down, there's a U in the neck. From that point on the left side, go straight down. 4 fingers down, that's where I place the transfer, press. Every single time it'll land on the heart. What are your favorite tank tops to print on? I use All Style. I think I answered this question like 80 times today. I use All Style tank tops to wear, to print on. The only thing that sucks is those shits are sold out everywhere, man. I don't know why, but I'm guessing everybody else likes All Style tank tops because they're sold out everywhere. Any tips for always making sure your designs are lined up properly and straight before pressing? Yeah, I'm showing you right now exactly how I do things. I lay the shirt down. I make sure that the collar is over the edge, so it's nice and flat all the way across, right? Everywhere is nice and flat. Then I take the transfer, center it up, boom. Stick it in, press it. If you use those exact tips that I just showed right now, you'll be good. You will be good. Front of the, like anything on the front, I go 4 fingers down. On the back, I just go close to the edge, but I make sure that the collar's laying all the way over. I don't press on no seams. From your experience, I say everyone is different, but what feels like it has a better quality with the print? Screen press or heat press? Thoughts for a beginner? I don't think you understand what these are. This is a screen printed transfer. So the same process of screen printing, same type of ink. Here, this right here is curing the ink onto the t-shirt. So when you're curing the ink onto the t-shirt with a heat press, the only difference is when you're screen printing, you're curing it with flash dryer, conveyor belt dryer, like a pizza oven. That's how you're curing the ink. This way, you're curing the ink with the heat press. Only difference. I would suggest taking a look around my channel, because there's a lot of useful information for somebody just like yourself who has a lot of questions. Most of those questions are already answered in video form. You could really benefit from it. What about left chest? That's exactly what I'm doing right here. Left chest print. See that? Boom. This is on the left chest print. 4 fingers down. From the U shape in the collar, go straight down. I got a video showing the same exact process. That's exactly what this is. It's a left chest print, right over the heart. This one, right over the back. If my super color transfers don't stick, what am I doing wrong? 320, 15 seconds. Jay Wong, it's all in how you're peeling it up. Low, smooth, clean swipe. Don't lift up, don't yank it. Low, smooth. That's all it is. Once you commit to the pull, just keep pulling. That's all it is. Nice, even motion of pulling it off. Show you this. Left chest print, 4 fingers down from the collar, hearts right here, nipples right here, hearts right here. All right, I'm about to get up out of here. Appreciate everybody for watching this. All right, let me see. Are all designs same size considering t-shirt size? I do not adjust the size based on the t-shirt. If it's a size small, it gets the same exact design size as a 3X. That's how I design all of my stuff. I want the same design to fit size small, 3X, whatever I'm offering. How far from the right seam? I don't go based off of right seam or none of that shit. I lay the shirt down, 4 fingers down from the top. This is the collar, 4 fingers down, the U shape, straight down. Boom, 4 fingers down from there. That's where it's gonna land every single time, right on the heart. Nipples right here, heart's right here. Let me see. I don't go based off of the sleeve. The sleeve means nothing to me. The sleeve means absolutely nothing for the heart print. 4 fingers down. The collar, look, I'm gonna show you like this. Here's the shirt right here. See this U shape in the collar? When it's being worn, if you go straight down, that's the heart right there. Sleeve, fuck the sleeve. Don't even worry about that. Go based off of this thing right here. U shape in the collar, straight down, 4 fingers down. See that? There's the transfer, right on top of the heart every single time. Do not fuck the sleeve, fuck the size of the shirt. Doesn't matter if it's a 3X, size small, 4X, whatever it is. The human body is always going to be somewhat in the same range, all right? Collar, 4 fingers down from the neck, where you lay the transfer. Usually where the heart's going to be located, right there. Bam. Why did you just press that twice? Supercolor recommends to press things twice. I got a video showing the whole process of how I press Supercolor transfers. That's just what they recommend. That's what I do. They're the only transfer that I press twice. What are you using? Vinyl? No, I'm not. I'm using a Supercolor transfer. Screen printed transfers are this right here. See that? I don't use an iron for any designs whatsoever at all. So I have no idea about pressing anything on with an iron. Is it appropriate to always charge an upcharge of $5 for size 2? $5, it all depends on you. Whatever it costs for the blank t-shirt. If the blank t-shirt is $5 more, charge $5 more. It all depends on you. Custom work, how do you find time for your brand? I just posted a video about the same exact thing. It's about time management. It'll explain everything that I do for my business on that video. All right, guys, I'm about to get out of here. Catch you guys on the next one, man.